Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to 8-Bit Armies. This is a brand new game that came out a couple of days ago from a company called Petroglyph. You might recognise that name. About a year ago I did another video on one of their games called Grey Goo. It was an RTS game, the same as this one, and Grey Goo was a much more modern style RTS with very differing factions, very clean graphics style, brilliant cutscenes. In fact, a lot of the design work on Grey Goo was done by Weta Digital, the New Zealand-based effects company that was responsible for things like Lord of the Rings and Avatar and stuff like that. And Petroglyph have now come along and made their next RTS game called 8-Bit Armies. I must admit, when I first saw this game on Steam, I actually overlooked it because a game that has sort of pixel art or voxel based graphics and has 8-bit in the name, to me normally just screams sort of low quality indie game, and I tend to just gloss over them because there's so many of them basically. But that's not the case with this game. It's actually quite good. Now it's still very basic in terms of the content that's in there. For example, you only have one faction that you can play as, and the choice of buildings and units are quite limited. There is this little button down here in the bottom left hand corner, coming soon. It looks like they might be, it says question mark, but it looks like they might be adding a new faction that's this sort of mystical mage skeleton based faction with ogres or trolls or whatever these things are, giants of some description. So maybe we will see some new stuff coming out there. Now, if you're not familiar with who Petroglyph are, it's actually a development team that is made up mainly of old Westwood veterans. So these are the guys that essentially made the original Command & Conquers and made the original Red Alerts. And you might also notice the music in this game sounds very, very familiar. Actually, I haven't double-checked this, but I'm quite certain that it's actually Frank Kaplacki, who is the musician that did the music for the original Command & Conquer games. I believe he also did Grey Goo as well, quite possibly. If we just quickly look in the game manual, we're not going to go through the manual, but I'm just basically going to skip to this page here. So you can see this is the complete list of buildings and units that are in the game. So you've literally got, what, sort of 11 buildings, and then you've got 11 unit types as well, so not an awful lot of things to choose from. The controls are relatively simple, and if you've played any of the original Command & Conquer games, then you should be able to work these things out quite easily. Now, one thing that I will say is that once you get into the game, there are no individual unit panels where you have these buttons on there. I'll point that out when we actually go into the game. So quickly, a couple of things just before I start. I'm going to be playing through the campaign on this game, and this is not going to be a scheduled series, so I'm just going to put videos out as and when I record them. And there's a few different game modes. You have the campaign. There's 25 missions in the campaign. There's also a co-op campaign. There's 10 missions that are designed for cooperative play. Then, of course, there's skirmish. Now, there are only 10 skirmish maps, but I am hoping that they add more as time goes on. As you can see, there is the option to drop crates. And then, of course, you've got your multiplayer as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into the campaign now. I've already done the tutorial, which is pretty much as you would expect. It basically gives you a step-by-step run-through of what to do. I've already done the first mission, but I'm going to go ahead and restart that mission. As you can see, each mission has one of these star systems where you can get either a bronze, a silver, or a gold. Now, if you do these on beginner, you can only unlock bronze. You can't unlock the silver and gold. If you do them on hard and normal, you can. And you actually get some rewards for them. I'm not exactly sure what these rewards are, what they're actually giving you. Whether it's when you just complete things within the game. I'm not too sure. You get this starting loadout. I haven't quite worked that one out yet. So some of these things you also can't do on your first playthrough. So for example, if we look at this mission here, one of the rewards, the silver bonus, is don't train infantry units. Well, the first time you play this mission, you only have access to infantry units. So unless I'm missing something, it's pretty much difficult to do it without creating them. But let's go ahead and do this mission again anyway, just because I want to show you guys what it's like. So the game is basically very similar to Command & Conquer in the way it plays. So the mission that we have is to destroy the enemy HQ, which is down on the other side of the map. So let's go ahead and begin the mission. We want to start by putting down a refinery. We are going to put down one over here because the resource we're gathering is from there. Now it looks like we've actually started with a an armoured car, which I don't think I started with last time. So that's quite possibly the reason why. I think once I completed the mission, I unlocked the ability to build the motor pool. So let's go ahead and just try and do that. We'll try and just do it using using armoured cars if we can. We might even be able to finish this if we are quick enough. So as soon as we've got our refinery up, our barracks up, that'll allow us to then build troops, but we're going to then go and build the motor pool. Now, just like you would expect with these games, if you build multiple barracks, you can train troops more quickly. If you build multiple refineries, you can harvest your resources more quickly. The harvesters in this are just like they are in Command & Conquer. They will just run over everything. They do not care. Okay, there we go. We can actually build armoured cars now, so let's just go ahead and start pumping out armoured cars. Now, just like you would expect in many RTS games, there are sort of that rock, paper, scissors thing with units. So, for example, armoured cars are particularly effective against infantry. Infantry is particularly effective, well, infantry like rocket launcher infantry are particularly effective against heavy armour. Heavy armours are very effective against armoured cars. So you do have to use the right sort of unit type. On top of that, you've also got the fact that you can just win with numbers sometimes. So it is very much designed to be like the old school CNC games. Now there's a crate. Now only infantry can pick crates up, so let's go and get that. I think I've picked this one up before. Last time it gave me like 5 soldiers, and it has again, but it's given me 4. So I guess technically, even if you can't build the tanks or you can't build the armoured cars, it is still technically possible to just go around and collect these crates, I suppose. But let's keep these armoured cars coming out, and that's probably going to be enough for me to be able to take the enemy out, really. We want to try and take their base out within 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and start taking some units down. We'll move these guys this way. Now, keep these guys at the top. One thing that you will find is that terrain does make a difference. So there's destructible terrain. We'll assign those guys to a control group. You can go over, there are some hazards on the terrain. Now, when you go over lava, it's supposed to cause damage. It says that it'll damage all units. It'll damage infantry more quickly than it will damage vehicles. I must admit, though, there's a tree gone down there. All the times that I've actually gone over lava with both infantry and with vehicles, they don't appear to have taken any damage. Now, as I was saying before, one thing that you will notice that this game doesn't actually have is when you have a unit selected, there's no unit panel. There's nothing that actually tells you what you've got selected. So you've got nothing that will allow you to tell them to guard, tell them to patrol, tell them to attack move. That's something you always had in like the original Command & Conquer games. You had that ability to... Let's just go and kill that guy. You had that ability in the original Command & Conquer games to... I'm just losing my train of thought completely here while I'm trying to do this. You had the ability to click on the buttons to actually tell the units what to do. You don't have the ability to do that here, so you really have to learn what all the shortcut keys are if you want to be able to do things like patrolling and guarding an area and doing a force move and a force attack and things like that. So they didn't have many units around here. Strangely enough, they actually haven't built a barracks at all. Maybe they have. Maybe there's one around here that I can't see. They've just actually gone straight to building a sort of a war factory, if you like. I can't even remember what the place is called now. A motor pool. I think the first time I played this mission, I don't think the motor pool was unlocked for them either. I don't think they built one. Maybe they did. I can't remember. But there we go. There's the first mission done. Quite simple, quite basic. So we'll go on to the second mission now. And I actually managed to unlock the silver and gold rewards for that. So unlocks extra soldiers and, well, whatever that is. So let's just go into the next mission. So we've got the next mission here. And for this one, we actually have to destroy all enemy structures. The previous one was to just destroy the enemy HQ. So if we destroy all the enemy structures, we're going to unlock a machine gun turret and the ability to build new harvesters. We also have, what's that, a refinery. Does that mean we start with a free refinery if we build only one refinery on this mission? If we do it within 5 minutes, we get additional starting cash. So I guess it just... The more of these objectives you complete on each mission, the more stuff you start with at the beginning of the next campaign mission, which is quite cool. So let's go ahead and give this mission a go. See what happens. Got a bit of a different map here. This one's much more of a sort of a cityscape map. So destroy all the enemy structures. So we start with a barracks. So we definitely want to get a refinery in. We're going to put it as close to the the resource as possible. So yeah, we've actually started with the extra troops, and we start with a barracks, which is actually quite cool. Going to go put these guys at the top. So we've got our refinery now. Let's go ahead and make sure we get a motor pool, because we're definitely going to want to get some armoured cars. Now, one thing that you guys probably didn't see, because I hadn't actually stayed on the mission long enough to read the text, is that on this particular mission, the enemy are supposed to have quite a lot of rocket launcher troops. So it's quite possible that we are going to be getting quite a lot of rocket troops causing us some problems. So let's just go ahead and set the rally point for all of our troops and our armoured cars down here. We might need to leave some units behind just to try and protect our units from potential enemy attack, but we will try and get some of these units out as quickly as possible. Do have another soldier down there. I'm just going to try and go for strength in numbers, so I want to just keep pumping out armoured cars. Now, remember, one of the bonus objectives here is to only build one refinery, so we're going to try and deal with that if we can. Just really don't know how many units I'm going to run into, so I'm a little bit dubious. I might just keep just sort of building up armoured cars, and maybe when we get to the 2-minute mark, we'll start to move in with the armoured cars. I'm not too sure how many we can get in that time, but we shall certainly have a look. And yep, just like in sort of RTS games of old, if you double click on a specific unit, it will select all of the units of that type. Control and A, just like in Windows for selecting all, will select all of your units. The home key goes back to your base. You can also set camera locations, I believe, as well. So if you go and, I think it's like Control and F1. So then if we go and hit F1, yeah, we go back to that camera location. So most of the controls are pretty much like you'd expect in a classic RTS game. We've stopped making vehicles. Let's go and select these vehicles and see if we can start to find our way towards the enemy. I'm going to keep making some more. You can see we're actually destroying obstacles as we go. So what I want to do is keep building units just in case the enemy send anything my way. We've actually got a machine gun turret here. I'm not too sure who this belongs to. If this belongs to the enemy or if it's just a random turret. It did look like they were actually sending some units my way. We're actually going to lose a few units taking this out, but we really need to get moving. Looks like that might have been the only one. So let's see if we can now find our way towards the enemy's base. I've actually got some crates here. Now, you can only pick crates up with infantry. So we can't really do anything about those crates right now. So here's the enemy's base, and as we can see, they do have quite a lot of rocket launcher troops, as we expected. Now, the rocket launcher troops don't take an awful lot of damage from these armoured cars. We will still keep putting the armoured cars out. Now, let's go down here and start attacking their harvester. Oh, we can't even do that. They've got these guns everywhere. That's very annoying. Okay, let's go around this side then. And we can start attacking their HQ, because I think we can probably do quite a bit of damage. I'm going to keep stacking up these cars. We've not got an awful lot of time left. He's trying to repair, so that's going to be quite difficult. So let's go ahead and grab these armoured cars, and we'll take them down the same route as we did before. So you can cube up as much stuff as you want, pretty much, and you see that your money just sort of ticks down as you go. I don't think they've got to rebuild that one at the end of the bridge. No, they haven't. So let's get moving back in towards their base. We do still have a few units here. They are starting to get wrecked, which is a little bit unfortunate. I was thinking about just going over there and trying to directly attack their harvester just to run them out of money, but I don't think I want to do that. So let's just see if we can go ahead and move over here. Quickly take out this gun if we can. If we can get rid of this gun emplacement, it might actually give us an opportunity to do some damage over here. Be a lot safer. Wow, these units are just getting wrecked. Okay, there's the gun. Let's move these. Oh, they've got another one there. It's awful. It's awful. And they're producing units very, very quickly. Right, okay, let's just start firing at this thing now. I don't think we're actually going to be able to do it within the 5 minutes. I'm not going to take that down within 6 seconds. I was a little bit slow. So as you can see, there is a lot of encouragement to do these quite quickly. So we missed the gold objective there. Let's go ahead and make sure we have some more units. Why do we seem to have a random unit there? Maybe we don't. Looked like there was a unit there that I can't see. Let's go ahead and get some more of these guys down here then. We should be able to go and finish this off. Yeah, we lost all of our units down there. Well, now I don't have to worry about the timer too much. I can play a little bit more tactically. In fact, I actually brought all of my guys back. I didn't actually lose them. Not too sure what I did there. Still, having them all together is not a bad idea. So, let's just go in and possibly try and destroy their harvester. If they've got no income, then they're kind of screwed, really. There's their harvester. We should be able to do a decent amount of damage to it. We will be taking damage from that machine gun, which is unfortunate, but we've got a lot of units here, and we should be able to outlast this harvester. So, we'll take that down. There we go, harvester's down. So that's going to suspend their income there. Again, they've got quite a lot of units. You can run units over. I don't believe you can run them over with armoured cars. Yeah, I think you actually need tanks and harvesters to run people over. Now what we could do is we could take that last one down. Take out the barracks, because I think the barracks are usually quite weak. And if they don't have any barracks, then they can't produce any more men. And obviously, while they've got no money, then they can't actually build buildings and build units. So we'll go and take that one out. We could take their power out, of course. In fact, as they don't actually seem to have any units, I think while they're not repairing, we'll just literally go for the HQ. They are trying to repair it. You do have the sell and repair buttons up here, much as you would have in a traditional RTS game. But I think I can out-damage them there. They actually have 2 refineries. They've probably got another harvester over here, actually. But yeah, it's going down, so... And we only built a single refinery. A little bit of a shame I didn't do it within the time limit, but I think that's reasonable. Not too sure where that guy's trying to get to. He just wanted to go and sort of shoot me from behind. I'm not even going to bother with that guy, because we should be able to take down the HQ before he has a chance to do a single thing. So, yeah, here comes a rocket guy. And again, he's not shooting from the front. Oh, we've actually got to destroy all the buildings. That is a consideration. I'd forgotten about that one. So, yeah, in fact, there's no way I'd have managed to do this in 5 minutes then. Because to do this in 5 minutes, I would have had to have had an awful lot of units. So maybe you are encouraged to come back and replay these missions. Maybe in order to do this, I need to have, I don't know, maybe not use armoured cars. Maybe just use infantry and much bigger numbers than before. But let's go ahead and get rid of all of their buildings for them. We're actually saving quite a lot of money here. Let's just go and grab some more of these armoured cars and get them to come over here. We might have actually destroyed everything by the time they arrive. Now, you might think that this game is pretty simplistic compared to a lot of other RTS games, especially when you compare it to things like Grey Goo and StarCraft 2 and things like that. There aren't many modern RTS games around at the moment. But that's the idea. What Petroglyph were going for with this game, and these guns here are very annoying. Let's actually go and take them out from one side so that we don't all take damage at the same time. One of the things that Petroglyph were actually going for with this game was they wanted to make an RTS game that was easily accessible to new players. So people that feel maybe a little bit overwhelmed by modern RTS games don't necessarily like all of the fast-paced nature. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm one of them. I love RTS games, and I used to love the Command & Conquer games, I really did. And when I started playing games like StarCraft 2, as a game, I think it's fantastic, but I really, really suck at it, because the problem with StarCraft 2 is that if you are a second or two late in building a building or producing a unit, or if you build the wrong type of unit or the wrong building in the wrong order, you're often completely screwed for that game. And I think that puts off a lot of new players, a lot of casual players. So I would say that 8-Bit Armies is an RTS game for new players and casual players to the RTS genre. And it is actually quite fun. It's simplistic, but it does everything that it needs to do. So there's the second mission finished on the campaign. So let's have a quick look now and see what we get. So we've now unlocked, can't really tell from this screen, it's easier to tell from here. So we've now unlocked the ability to build machine gun turrets, and we've unlocked the ability to build harvesters, and now we should actually start with a refinery. It's a shame we're not starting with that additional cash. We'll have to try that at a later time. So this is the third mission. This is Steel Crush. Your 2 previous victories have drawn unwanted attention. Our scouts show an incoming counter-strike on this location, including several tanks. The troops are at your command. Enemy supply lines are limited. If you can hold out for 15 minutes, they will likely retreat. So basically, what we've got to do is stay alive for 15 minutes. The reward for doing this is unlocking the tech lab, which allows us to build things like tanks, the missile silo, and the airfield. It'll also unlock the engineer and give us a free engineer at the start of every mission. If we destroy the enemy HQ, it'll unlock the... or it'll give us an extra power plant at the start of a mission. And if we destroy the enemy HQ within 10 minutes, then we actually start with 2 free machine gun turrets. So they're very, very nice things. Let's go ahead and see what we can do then. So ideally what we want to do, we've got to hold out for 15 minutes, but if we can destroy the enemy HQ within 10 minutes, it'll be really, really good for us. So let's go ahead and start straight the way by getting ourselves a war factory. Now we've already got some power plants here. We're actually down at the bottom here. This is like there. Shame our power plants are right at the front. That's a little bit rubbish. We do have some units here, so let's start moving these guys forward. We are going to want to build some armoured cars. We are going to want to build some rocket infantry, especially if they are bringing tanks. So let's get these guys all sent down to the front. And that includes the armoured cars as well. So it is good that we do actually start with some units here. So we've actually got some gun turrets and things down here that are doing some damage to the enemy. So what can we build in terms of structures? We can actually build more of these machine guns, which probably isn't a bad idea. Actually having a few of these around, they will really help. You are limited to where you can place them though. Guess we can sort of stick another one in the middle of the road, but I think they're okay for now. I think we'll save that money and just concentrate on building units for the time being. Maybe I want to get another refinery and another harvester. That's probably not a terrible thing to do. Can we actually get one over here? Yeah, we can. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get these guys down here. So we've got to hold out for 15 minutes. Now, the good thing that we've got right now is that we know that we're actually quite safe because the machine gun turrets, our machine gun turrets, are actually helping us out. Can we repair them? Yes, we can. Brilliant. Let's get all these guys together then. Let us try and repair all of the ones that are damaged. The longer we can keep them up and running, the better. I was just trying to give my infantry a little bit of time to sort of catch up there. Now, it's quite possible they're going to have their own guns. Yep, I fully expected them to have them. So this is going to be a little bit unfortunate. We do have a lot of rocket infantry, though, which will take these guns down quite quickly. So I'm guessing the layout between the bases is going to be quite similar. Now, they do have a tank there, which is rather unfortunate. Got a lot of units coming in. I need to make sure that I'm continuing to queue up the units that I need to build. And we've got a lot of incoming here. Of course, this is an attack wave that was coming for me, so we are actually eliminating their attack wave. You know what they say, the best defense is a good offense, which is essentially what we're trying to do here. I know we're trying to do this in 10 minutes, but if we can take out their harvesters, it does say that their supply lines are limited, so every harvester we take out is going to severely limit the speed at which they can build new units and repair structures. So let's start getting ourselves over here. Now, we're sort of running out of money at the moment, but
refinery complete.
We've got a few units over here, not an awful lot. Now that refinery's completed, that should speed things up quite a lot. Let's go and take this out if we can. Got another tank coming in, which is a little bit unfortunate. Quite a few tanks coming in now. Now they're heading back towards the base, but they might be okay. If we can take this tank out quite quickly. I'm just going to try and skip past this gun if I can. Wow, that's a lot of guns. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be taking out their base within 10 minutes. Yeah, no, okay. So that's answered that question. So I think all we're going to have to do here is to just try and stay alive. We just don't have strong enough units to be able to go and get through there. Not right now. We can probably keep this thing repaired. But yeah, they've got a lot of crazy strong units. Now, they do seem to be just coming sort of one group at a time. So what we could do is, if we do just continue to move down the road, we can probably sort of push them back. And it's a little bit risky, but if I do keep going in and attacking their guns, we might be able to take out the HQ. Remember, we don't need to take out the HQ in 10 minutes to get the silver. So we'll see if we can do that. I just want to try and take as many of these out as possible. Try and make the turret survive. And they're trying to sneak an army down here to the south. Machine guns will take care of those. So this is the other issue, of course. If you are repairing stuff is a constant money drain. So all of my infantry is stuck up there at the back because I didn't wait for them to catch up. But let's go ahead and start taking out some of the... You can actually shoot the buildings as well, I hadn't realised that. But let's go and start taking out some of these tanks. Makes it very, very difficult for them to attack me if I'm just killing all of their units before they get anywhere near me. Let's just go and take out this machine gun. I'll continue to pump out units as I can over here. So let's go ahead and select all of these guys up. Let's go ahead and make these guys group 2. Get them over here. Move back to group 1. We've almost taken out that machine gun there. I don't necessarily want to take out all of the machine guns. I just want to take out enough of them so that I can safely destroy their stuff. Let's back up here a little bit. And we can take that tank out. They've actually got quite a few harvesters down here. They've actually got a refinery down here as well. Group 2 is on its way in. Let's see if we can lure you guys back. Here's Group 2. Oh, Group 2 isn't quite where it's supposed to be yet. The armoured cars have arrived, but the infantry haven't yet. We're not actually building anything right now, so we need to keep these going. So I'm not fully convinced that I'm actually going to be able to get to their HQ. That's a little bit unfortunate. Nearly lost all of my armoured cars already. So I think we need to prioritise the building of the armoured cars here. Let's use these rocket infantry and prioritise taking out the armour. Because these guys are all about to die. Right, okay, so let's go ahead and get back to base. Definitely going to have some trouble trying to get to their base. Now, how long have we got to survive for? Still got quite a bit of time, actually, so we still might be able to do this. Let's go and put some standard infantry in the mix as well. Standard infantry will help deal with their infantry. We still have a fair bit of money. We can't build a tech lab at the moment, unfortunately, so that's a little bit of a shame. Most of these machine guns have fully repaired. There is one or two that's taken a little bit of damage. Let's get them repaired up as much as possible. And we want some more rocket guys, and just going to try and queue up as many people as possible.
Machine gun turret under attack.
Let's go and take all of these guys and help this machine gun turret out. And we're going to want to repair this as well. Only problem is, when you sort of double-click the unit selection, it seems to go to either the midpoint of the units or the back of the units, which is a bit strange. Got a few units moving down here. Let's go and try and take these out from the rear if we can. Machine gun should finish off the rest of them. Let's just make sure we repair that up and untick the repair button. See, now once we're able to build engineers, we'll be able to repair our units, which will make life a little bit easier. So again, we're no longer producing units. Let's make sure we've got plenty of them queued up. We've got a tank over here, so let's go and do some damage to that. Unfortunately, we're not going to do a lot of damage with the armoured cars. I mean, they will take them out, but they're quite slow. A lot of fast-moving units, which we should be able to do relatively decent damage to. Now this refinery down here looks like it's completely expired, or almost completely expired. So let's start working our way in now and attacking these things. These things are going to do a lot of damage to us. The problem you've got is the difference between being... Right, if you don't know if you saw that. That harvester literally just wiped out all of my infantry. I didn't even manage to take out a single one of their guns. I don't think there's a back entrance to the base either. No, it doesn't look like there is. That's annoying. So we'll just keep building units. Maybe we can sort of just cut off their money supply. Get rid of their harvesters. But I don't think there's really an awful lot of point. I just don't think we have the equipment necessary to be able to do this. Let's keep moving in anyway. Maybe if I just make it a mission to drive past all of their defences and just try and get behind their HQ, maybe I can do that. We'll give it a go. We'll move everybody up to here. We'll let them rally together. We'll still keep queuing up some units. So yeah, so my plan is get everybody together, and then we're literally just going to... because I don't think they've got any defences at the back. They might have, I can't see them. But I'm just going to literally try and bum rush them and see what happens. So we can't destroy them within 10 minutes. Actually encounter the harvester over there. It'd be nice if the group actually sort of caught up here. Go north, because I don't want you to get run over by the harvester. A lot of aggro units here. Yeah, mostly. We just need to keep out of the way of these harvesters. Harvesters and tanks will just run you over. Very effective at killing you. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do here, which is extremely risky, is I just want to run everybody around if we can. The problem is there's so many of these guns and they do so much damage so quickly. Not 100% sure we can get around behind. I think everybody's dead. Yeah, these guns are on every corner as well, so there's no way we can even really get behind. So, okay, so we know how this mission's going to go. We're not taking out that HQ, not on the first run. That's a shame. I could certainly keep throwing more units at it, but I just don't think it's going to help. Maybe it is a better idea just to try and take all of their harvesters out. I don't know. Maybe we just need to come back later on when we've got heavier tanks or aircraft or just a better way of taking it out. What have we got down here? Let's just go and pick on their harvesters because we can. I guess if we had a way of taking out their power, it would be slightly more useful as well. Taking out their power would disable the guns. Now, they've actually managed to get some units down there. We're just going to go ahead and repair that machine gun turret. It should be able to deal with it on its own. Now, again, we need to be very, very careful with our infantry here because that harvester will just run them over. There we go. They've lost 2 harvesters now.
Machine gun turret under attack.
Got another harvester down here. How's that machine gun turret doing? It's now being attacked by a heavy tank. Still need to make sure that we are churning out some units back at base. We might lose that turret. Oh, here we go. Look, guys are starting to get ran over because I wasn't paying any attention. We've almost completed the mission, though. So let's go in there now and take out some more of their units. They still have massive numbers of harvesters here. They're making quite a lot of money. That machine gun's probably going to go down, but I'm not concerned. I mean, I think we are going to survive. Yeah, that machine gun turret's probably going to go down, but it will survive the overall onslaught. Again, let's keep these guys out of the way of the harvester. Just can't quite take these guys down. They seem to be very, very high on health. How is that machine gun? You guys move back here. Yeah, don't you even think about running me over. I can tell you're trying to. There's another one down. Is there another one over here? Yes, there is. Looks like that machine gun turret actually managed to survive. Brilliant. Okay. There's another harvester down. And again, we're not building anything. Let's go ahead and grab another group of guys here. Yep, that was right. you go there. We've got another machine gun turret here being attacked. Let's go ahead and repair that one. Looks like it might just be the one tank. Again, took my eyes off the ball for a second there, and these guys all went and got ran over by a harvester. At least a lot of them did.
Machine gun turret under attack.
Let's just sort of keep firing at these harvesters where we can. Another harvester down. Come on, everybody, move together. I want all of you. Let's start moving over this way. Once again, we need to keep infantry, keep units going. See if we can take down that harvester before it runs over all of the infantry. It got a few of them, but not all of them. It got one, I think, there. I just cannot believe how many harvesters these guys have. Like, move out of the way. Just going to go absolutely mental here and see if we can do any damage to it at all. We've only got 7 seconds left to complete the mission, so... Oh no, we completed the mission. I was halfway through destroying that HQ. Nearly got the silver objective. Bit of a shame. But we've completed that mission. I'm not going to do the next mission in this video because we've already been going for half an hour. I think I could destroy the enemy HQ. I'm not entirely certain I could do it in 10 minutes. Maybe if I built up a much bigger army and attacked them with a bigger force, would probably be able to do it. I mean, we actually created more units than they did by a long shot. But they were building a lot of structures. So, yeah, maybe we could do that. So let's just go and have a look at what the next mission would be. So we have unlocked the tech lab now, so we will be able to build tanks, and we've also unlocked engineers. And doing that mission again with engineers would be really useful, because engineers can repair other units, which is fantastic. So the next mission is called Flat Tire. We've located several enemy motor pools that contain retooling schematics for tanks. If we get our hands on these, we can retool our own factories to build tanks as well. So we don't actually, even though we've unlocked the tech lab, we still can't, you need the tech lab to build tanks, but we can't build the tanks until we've completed this mission. So if we destroy all 6 enemy motor pools, we will unlock tanks and we'll start with 2 tanks. If we don't train any infantry units, we'll start future missions with 5 rocket infantry. And if we can complete both of those within 10 minutes, we'll actually unlock a free motor pool when we start a mission. So you can actually see our starting loadout is getting bigger and better as we go along. So I do actually quite like that sort of mechanic of the campaign. As you can see, there's a lot of missions to sort of work through here as well. Not too sure what the rank does, if anything at all. But that is 8-Bit Armies. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. I'll keep putting out some more videos for this game, because I would like to try and play through the campaign. And then maybe at some point I will do some skirmishes and maybe even some co-op missions. So we'll see how that works out. But for now, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed 8-Bit Armies. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, goodbye for now.